Good evening. Yes, can you type in chat if you hear me? Cool. Let's wait another few minutes, some people joining. Okay, some of you who already joined, did you able to run some exercises from last class? Sonia, explain. Not much. Okay. It's okay, we will go through it today as well. Yeah, SQL require practice, that's it. If you don't use practice SQL for week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, it will gone. You just need to have idea and repeat some basic before interview. I just went over theory and videos. It's okay, because today we still going to do the same exercises and a little bit more, and we'll have solid practice. Because to watch videos about basic and database, it's important. You need to understand why it's database and where it goes, because it's the main complaint of people after classes, why we need the SQL and how much we need to know the SQL. I know some of you already asked questions to your lead, how much SQL we need for QA work. It's actually everything what we are going through these sessions, it's enough. Because the main idea for QA, because SQL, it's huge and it's complicated language, and you saw we can create tables, and SQL engineers, they can do a lot of stuff with SQL. It's actually a programming language. But for our goals, what we will do is SQL SQA engineer, we just retrieve data, sometimes update data, and maybe create data, but it's very rare. But overall, you will just check what I said already last session. If you're doing any actions in your browser, for example, you create a user and you are going to check in database if this user was created, the date stamp is right, and some other information what entered, you will compare. Because sometimes actually in browser you will, if you do it in the browser, you will get response. It was created via API. You will able to create user as well. We will do it next week. You still will have answer. It was created. But your QA work, when developers, they create any table, for example, it's new table. You are not testing like SQL at all. But if they create something new and you will have task in your current sprint, for example, new table was added and it should contain this and this and this columns. You will go, it will be your task. They will create it and you will have actual task like just check this table exists. You will enter some data in your browser and check the data coming to right columns, right table. It happens as well. And sometimes you need SQL just for your testing purpose, because you cannot create a lot of users like through browser. You just running all of your ideas. For example, you create a new user like every day. Of course, you will be tired. You just go into database and retrieve just random user what you need for testing and use his data to log into site and do some actions. Because it's very boring, like to create new user all the time, even especially if you don't test, for example, login page. You just need any user. You go into database, took his data and using it. That's it. Okay, and today we will, again, we will practice a little bit more. Our agenda actually is SQL practice, and we will have QA questions and answers at the end, and homework. Homework actually will be the same. You will just need to practice like all the same what we will do today. Okay, and let's repeat something what we did last week. And today we will use another, I will switch between browsers and between different sites to make sure like we do different exercises. And let's do simple queries using select. And I will open SQL Zoom. I will send you this link. Chat. Okay, you can open this one. I posted in chat this what we'll use. And actually, I didn't share my screen, right? Okay. Okay, we didn't miss anything from here. It's my screen. And let's start from simple. We have some table, and today we will practice with this table name world. And here it's actual table. It's column name, continent, area, population, and GDP. And some countries and continents, and we will try to retrieve data from this table. Okay, and first of all, here, let me, hold on. It should be visible now. Okay, and let's, from this table, let's retrieve all data from this table. We will use select command, we will use star because we want to check all columns from and name of our table world. Here we go. And here is result. You see it's big table. You see, it's a little bit more data than they shown here. Table is bigger. Don't put attention to this one because I will just change exercise a little bit just to show you some different. And it's a wrong answer because it's some exercise. Okay, and let's say, for example, we retrieve right now all table, it's table world. And let's say we need just name, continent, area, and population, and GDP. For example, we need first 5 columns here. And to do this, we just remove a star, asterisk, sorry, and we will just put name of columns. Area, population, GDP. Okay, it's name of column, what I want to see. Okay, you see, this table just displaying right now, actually, 5 columns, what I, name, content, population, first 5 columns. Name, content, area, and population. Okay, I think it's work. Okay, and here, let's say I want to check just if continent will be just Europe. I want to see all cities, it's actually, it's countries, where continent equal, remember if it's string, it's text value, we're using quotes, Asia, for example, continent Asia. I click submit, you see, and here right now my table just show me just all countries from Asia. You see, just Asia. And for example, it's not enough for me for my query. I just select all from Asia, and for example, I wanna check countries which area, for example, more than 10,000. Area more than 10,000. Okay, see, let's do like 100. It will be less. Okay. You see, an area 100, and right now you will not find here less than 100,000. And actually, remember in real SQL database, if you're doing this 2 dash, it's actually will hide this row. Right now it doesn't work, but it works in SQL Bolt. For example, I don't want to use this statement anymore, but I don't want to delete it. I want to use it later. I can just do the double dash here and it will not read it. But here it doesn't work. In real SQL it will. Okay, and let's change, for example, Asia to Europe. Europe. Here we go. It's Belarus here, Czech Republic, Germany, and all countries what we know. And for example, from Europe, I wanna, for example, country with name. I don't actually care with what will be name, but starting from B. It's, you see, it's the syntax. And name it's actually column here, like, quotes, B, and this percent sign, it means like I don't care what will be after B. If I will do, for example, quote, percent sign and B, and will run it, it will show me all countries, what will contain just B. It will be much more result, you see, like Luxembourg, for example. It has B inside. And actually, I'm not sure if it will work, but we don't have this. For example, if percent sign will be here and then B, it means I want a country that will be ended in B, but we don't have this. But for example, with A, you see, it's a lot of countries with the last letter will be A. This is the difference. Percent sign is just before A. Does it work? Okay, and let's say, for example, I will remove like last statement. And for example, let's say I want to check all countries in Europe, and I want to know how many countries will be here. And to do this, I will use count, and will specify, actually it should work without specifying anything. You see, it's calculate like all in my table. You see, select, and it's new command what SQL can do, it's count. You see, I just put it's the syntax, and you actually can specify like any column, but result will be the same. You see, it's 44 countries in Europe, and we can change Europe to Asia. Submit SQL. It's 47 countries in Asia, and for example, a continent. I don't know what is the syntax of United States. So I hope it. It's America probably. I'm not sure. It's fine. You see, it's difficult. It's right now I want to check like country, United States. I'm scrolling down and stop like in Dominican Republic. Can you imagine if it will be table, for example, with like thousands of rows? You will scroll down and it's not possible to find data what you actually need. That's why we're using SQL. With SQL, we don't care how many records, how many columns. We just specify what we want and it retrieves data what we need. North America. Let's check where name of column continent. Okay, South America, yeah, North America. You're right. Okay, let's return to full table again, and we will see. Okay, we went like and, or actually you see like we using like two statements, we combine them using and, but if you are not sure, you can use or. For example, you're using like this condition and this condition, or for example, full name should be like Europe or Asia, you don't care. If Asia will not exist, it will not just show up. Or you need, for example, user with name John or James, both of them. You can use like or statement, and if John or James show up, it's okay. Okay, and let's say like where in, another statement, where in. Actually, it's statement where you can specify like via comma different conditions. Where continue. And you can specify, for example, like different like Asia. You can use or statement and statement, and you can use this statement as well. It will work as Europe. Okay, different comma. Hello. You see right now, I just specify where continent in, and I specify just two different names, Asia and Europe. You can add something more, and it will just show in continent from this. Or you can use where continent Asia and continent Europe. It's two different ways to specify. This actually using more for numbers most of the time. Okay, and next statement, for example, let's say I'm not sure, for example, area what I need, but between area between 10 and 20. It's another statement between. You see, and right now it's showing me area just between 10,000 and 20,000. Between. Another way, for example, to check some numbers, if using just more than it, less than it, just regular mass, 10,000. You see it works. Less than 100. It's SQL understand mass. It actually can multiply and divide some values. If needed. Okay. Order. Let's order this. And we want to sort. Right now, you see like name, they order from A to B. And let's do it different way. Order by name. Name, it's name of our column. Oops. It's the same way. See. And actually, you see, like I already mentioned it, we using just lowercase. And if you will have like a lot of different queries, it will be hard for you to read it. That's why people trying to use still like uppercase. Because your string, your values will be lowercase, and you will see like comment what you use. It will be easier for you to read your statement. It will not change anything. It's understand both of, but it's good practice to use this way. And the same with semicolon. At the end of any queries, like good practice to put semicolon. Just don't do it like somewhere else in another row, because you will have a row. Okay, and we sort from Z to A. You see like Vatican going first, Vatican, Unitau, United Arab, blah, blah. And let's sort something different. Let's sort, for example, area. Area. I want to just check countries from oops. No, it's not. Okay. From 0, you see like Vatican Republic, it's actually 0. It doesn't have any square feet. Monaco, it just do something. I don't know. You see like all countries from smallest country to biggest country. The extending way, it's sorting. It's actually what we're sorting like from, if we need to sort in any column, for example, you have names here and you are looking, you want to sort like, or you have ID, or you have dates, and you want to sort from lowest value to highest value. You're using like this extending way, this. It will go from lowest value to upper value, and the descending way, it will show in biggest value first, and then will go down. Descending way. You see, it works for numbers as well. But if it will be string, it will be just sort from A to Z and to Z to A, just for first letters. Okay. It's not necessary to put accenting. By default, it can be different. It can be accenting, descending, but you sort in the column what you want. Because right now, the name was sorted automatically from A to Z. You're right. But what if you need like display in V first? You will use a different sorting, right? Or what if you want to sort population column? It's sorting by this column from A to Z, but you don't care right now. You wanna sort by population or by area, and you will specify column here what you wanna sort and what way you wanna sort. This difference. Because of course, somehow it will be coded this way, something will be sorted by date or by ID, but sometimes you need something different and you will change it. It was another question. Okay, and let's return to our full column, and let's use max statement. What if I wanna do like this? You see, like this syntax, max, is another command. It showed me maximum value in area. You see, max. I specify like max, specify column name, and you see like the biggest value in area column, it's this one. It's the same way you can find minimum value. For example, I'm changing to new. You see, and 0, it's actually Vatican, right? It doesn't have any square feet, and 0. It's another column comment what we want to use. Do we have to know by heart and language in order to get data? No. Yes, you will use like SQL engineer, you will use SQL a lot. Actually, in my first work here, like 3 first years, I didn't use SQL. But reason was we just didn't work like SQL basis, they always exist in company, of course. But my work was different, and I compared like it was streaming value, and I was working in financial company, and I was just checking like financial charts, and we use like streaming data. I didn't need to go to SQL and check something, you know, like I was survived without any SQL. But anyway, you need to know because probably you will be asked an interview, and like 99% of chances you will use SQL at your work, because it's obvious. Everything go to database, and obvious you will need to check it. But again, it's not complicated at all. The main statement what SQL, what you need to know, it's select. Anyway, if you forgot all comments from our sessions, when you come into work, you will all have laptops, you will all have Google, you will all able to open the W3 School. Nobody will stand by your shoulder, you know, like, and see what you're doing. You will able to open, see what kind of statement need to be done, retrieve this date and this, and you will able to play. And all of you will have like VPN access to your SQL database, and you actually can take your laptop to home and practice at home. If you worry, you know, like you come in at home like after a few days in your place, and you practice, don't worry. But in interviews, they can just ask like simple questions like, can you retrieve data? Did you work with SQL? And what queries you did like to retrieve data from this table? You will say select. These simple questions and actually simple knowledge required to do this. It's the most complicated part of this SQL. It's join command. And if you're trying to join a lot of different columns, you know, like it's kind of need practice. Yes, you will go to join, don't worry. That's why everything what we're showing, if you will have idea and you will practice, you will be fine. Okay, and average count, I show you count. Let's do another one now. For example, I want to check average. It's another common average area. Average. It will find just average value in area. And actually, for example, where continent equal Europe. Interesting. It still works. It's like a country. Case. Average area in Europe, it's 1 million, almost 2 millions. Okay. We did count, we did average. Actually, it's another comment exists, for example, in SQL Server and almost all of like MySQL, I believe. If you having any table and you want to retrieve like data, it's actually by right click of any table in real database. It will give you pre-written command already, select top 1000 from this table, and you will use it. It will look like this, you see, but here it's not supported. But actually in SQL Server, if you will work with SQL Server, you will have these tables. You don't need to think about it. You just select all, or you just standing on this table, right click, and it's showing you all table. In real life, it's much easier. Okay. Let's see what they want to. Where's grouping? I miss grouping. Let's return to group value. Okay. You see this comment, what we went through, minimum, maximum, average, and sum. You can calculate. And actually, yes, you can, let's do what they're asking us. Let me post you another link, make sure we're on the same page. Open this one, we'll practice a little bit in SQL Bolt. And here exercise, you see they have employees table, they have role, name, building, and years of how many years this person was employed. And exercise will be find the longest time that the employee has been in at the studio. And okay, and who wanna try to run this exercise? Post it here. I can try. Okay, you can try. Yeah, if you have some idea, you can post. Let's practice together and we will see. I see some people raising hands. Guys, any idea? No answers? You should know this already, no? This one. I just showed to you, right? It's max value. It will find from this year's employed max value. And here you see it's another trick, what SQL using. It's alias. It means sometimes, for example, name of column kind of not something what we want to see in our result. And we can change like years imp. You can do any name. You see, my column name changed. It's alias. It means you specify what you want and you just given kind of variable to this column and your column name actually change in name, you see? If you will remove it, it will be how it was by default in SQL table. But if you use this S, we can give this column name any type, because you will see in real life in table sometimes column names complicated or they're not obvious and you will be confusing and you will try to use this alias to make sure in the end of result, you know, like your columns have name what you really want. Max years, yes, great job. Okay, and let's do another, like let's find like minimum of years. We need person. You see, it's 1 year, it's minimum. Okay, let's return to select from, it's actually reset. Cool. Okay, another one. For each role, find the average number of years employed by employees in this role. And remember what syntax we're using to find. Average. Right, what is a full syntax will be? Average. Can you type something like someone in chat? What will be full syntax? I want to see, for example, column role. I want to find average. What was it like average years employed, right, from employees. Okay, it doesn't work like this. You see in this syntax, when we're using just select me role column and average years from employees, you see, it's calculate like all average years, but it doesn't work for us, right? We wanna each person, like we wanna know role of this, and it's another syntax what we use. It's group by role, and right now we see like average for each role, not like altogether average for all these roles. It's group. It's another cool command. Group by role. Yeah. Another one, find the total number of employees years work in each building. See, for example, I don't wanna remove this syntax. I just wanna, you see, I can just highlight and, okay. Let's do another one. We need a number of employees years worked in each building, right? It means we need buildings. We need to calculate how many years each employee, right? Years employed. Okay, from our table, employees. Okay, and we wanna, you see, like we wanna right now we wanna group it again by buildings, because right now each building you see like it's separated, but we wanna have them together. Building. Okay, I did mistake here. Here we go. Okay, it's new result. You see, before I add group by, you see what was this? It was different. It's calculated like all together. But right now you see it's calculated by each building 1E and 2W. Having group, it's not necessary. It's actually having clause, it's good one, but it's used in rare. But if it's another like condition what you can use, you can go through it later if you want, but it's not necessary for you to know. It's already complicated stuff, but it's good to know. Okay, what did we miss? Actually, it's another cool part. Sometimes in our column, I don't know if you will see it here, but actually we will see here. Sometimes, for example, our column tables, they are not showing any result. It will be null value. Null value, it means like it's empty. It's not zero, it's empty. And in the database, it will be like empty like this. You see like last my row, or it will be like actually null. And you wanna remove these null values from your result. And here is syntax. For example, I want to select name, role from employees, and building, which is not null, because some building is actually with zero value. It's empty. It's just not. It's just no data. Don't be confused with zero, because zero is zero. It's already value 0, 1, 2, 3. But now it's actually empty row, empty value. For example, here will be missing engineer. We don't know person, this like working, what is the role. And we don't want to see in our result any names with no role assigned to him. Or it's actually with no, it's not now. So it's here, it's not now, and here is now. You see these two persons, they don't have buildings in a table. If you will find this person here, no, it's not possible. Okay, here, you see, these two persons, engineer Yancy with no building and artist Oliver with no building. And here statement, and we found these two person. And another way, if we don't wanna see them, we wanna see all these buildings. You see, is not null, and it's showing us just result with values. We need to imply events. Yeah, it was probably. Yeah, I just not following all the time all this exercise to make sure like I'm showing you all syntax, because you will practice with all this exercise. It will be your homework. You will go one by one. If you will be confused, you will just click solution and check it, but try to do it yourself. Just repeat it. Next day, open again if you did mistake something, because it's required just practice. Sometimes it's confusing like how they formulate what they need. In real life, of course, you will not have this exercise. You will just retrieve what you need. Sometimes they actually do some, you really don't understand what they want from you, but it's okay. Okay, now what did we, top average sum count. And another part, it's SQL, for example, union. I'm not sure if any of these websites, they support this command, and actually I didn't use it myself because it's not necessary. But actually, it's union. If you want to combine two different statements together, you can use like union command, and it will run like two statements. It will run this statement, it will run this statement, and it will show result. But actually, in SQL Server, it's by default. If you have two different syntaxes here, without union, it will still work. You will put one syntax, another syntax, you will click run button, and you will see two different tables with the result. That's why I never use union, but probably this command exists because some databases probably don't support. Just by default, they use union because sometimes it's useful. Okay, let's see before join what we miss, like or not, order by, null values we did. Update, you need to know it again. If you need to change, for example, you have some names here, but you didn't find something what you really want, you just go into, you find a specific table and use an update statement. For example, here, you see, they just update data for customer with number 1, this person. They change data. When they will click run, this person will change name to Alfred and city will be Frankfurt. You see. Sometimes you will need it as well. Update, delete it's tester job. It's you are not doing it for in production to change really the user data. But sometimes you will need to create specific data for your testing. For example, you need to test user from Frankfurt. You cannot create it. You are going to database, you're trying to search where statement, you're trying to find someone from Frankfurt. Or for example, you need a person who, I don't know, like older than 60 years, right? Sometimes we need to test someone who are not allowed to use our website less than 12 years old. You're trying to find this person, it's not exist. You're searching by this age, not exist. You're going to database and just changes his date of birth or age or this type of thing. You will have access to do it, but you will have access to do it in QA environment. Remember, I told you, you will have dev environment, QA, UAT, and production, or different variety of environments. But anyway, QA will be tested in their environment. Maybe it's dev environment, maybe they will let you know what environment you're testing. And in this database, yes, you will be allowed to change data because it will be your test data. And actually, it will be scrabbled anyway. It will be fake data. It will be maybe copy of production. Most of the time they do copy of production, but they change emails they change phone numbers to make sure, like nobody do any actions with real user data. But you will have a lot of users in your test database. You will not create all of them. It's developers, they just run script and it's updated from production to QA environment with wrong emails. It's 2-click stuff and you will have all database set up. For production, you will not have access for sure. It's minimum of people will have access to change data. I don't know, it's even maybe few people in company. Okay, top, SQL top, I already went through this, right? If you want to select top of numbers column, rows in your table, you will use top. But for example, today I tried to do it in our Postgre, it didn't work. Sometimes like 90% of syntax what we go through, it will work on all database, but sometimes it's limited in some specific database. For example, top didn't work on Postgre. I don't know why. I didn't work with Postgre previously. But you see, like it's normal. I never worked with Postgre. I installed, it's the same tables, same syntax, and I just opened today this workstork database and I survived. I just found tables. I found where this run button, where to type these queries, like, because it's the same stuff for all databases. It's not something super new. You will find where to type it and how to run it. You will find all these tables, what you need. Sometimes, for example, in my company, we have so many tables, and if I need specific data, I have no idea where to find it because they have so complicated names. I just asking people, do you know where I can find this and this type of data? He said, oh, it's in this table. Because right now we are going through simple stuff, order users, but sometimes you will need like very specific data and you don't know where it's stored and it's difficult to find. Okay, and let's do join. Join. How to, again, like we have run this where statement and you will survive with the syntax at all. If you will need data from one table, you will find this data. If you will need data from another table, you will find it. But sometimes you actually, let me, I don't see my, but sometimes you need to combine these tables together because it's complicated to find data from two different tables. And in this case, it's good command join. It's different type of joins. It's inner join, full join, left join, right join. Sometimes in different databases, they call it like inner outer join, full outer join, but it's all the same. Inner join, it's actually when you want to combine two different tables together, but it will display data in your result, just if both tables have this data. If it's null value somewhere, it will not display it. Full join will display all data, will just combine and display all data from both tables, even if it's null value. It will be just empty record. And left join, it's actually will retrieve all data from table from the left, and table 2 or table B will be displayed just, it will be full records from here and just mention records from table 2. And right join, it's a different way. I will show you here. It will be maybe more clear. Inner join, you see like syntax will be the same, like select, you will specify column names, what you want to display from both tables in this case. From table, you will specify table 1. Inner join, you will specify table name of table 2. Then it will be on. And here it's a trick. Right now, to combine both tables together, you need to know what is the same between them. Remember, we went with you about, we talked with you like about primary key and foreign key. All tables somehow relate to each other. Yeah, table 1, to combine both tables, they need to be related. If these tables don't have any relationship, it will not work. In this case, you see like column name. Syntax will be the same. Just combine this table 1 with table 2, and table 1 have column name this, table 2 have column name this. Actually, they will be the same. And same will be with full join. Logic is the same. But you see, like with full join, if you combine both tables together, we specify what is the same column between them. And here you see a difference. It's white records. It means it's null value, but it will be displayed. Here it's not displayed, but here it will be. You see? It will be just show all records from both tables. Left join, doing it's showing result, all result from left column, you select and empty data from table 2, and right will be different way. Let's do it in practice, you will understand more. I will answer all these questions. You can type questions, I will return to them. Let's do here what they show to us. You see, we have like table orders. You see, like it's order ID, customer ID, and order date. Here it's table customers. It's customer ID, customer name, contact name, and country. You see the difference. This customer has just ID, but you don't know name. But for your testing, you need to know order date and name of this person, right? And you need to combine these tables together. And you need to find what's the same. Here it's easy. Customer ID, customer ID. It's a primary key in one table somewhere, and it's foreign key in somewhere in another table. But sometimes they have they can have different names. They will be related. It will be primary key and foreign key, but name will be different. You just need to find in table. I will show you in practice Saturday how to find how to find its primary key and foreign key for tables. Here it's easy result. You see they have same name. It's obvious the same data. And here it's syntax. You see, you want to select like they specify orders tables, this column, customers tables, this column, orders table, this column, everything what we did before. Just you see like more syntax. And here they combine them. They combine column orders, table orders with table customers. And you see this syntax where they specify relationship between them. You see customer ID, customer ID. Let's try how it works. You see, for example, I just want to combine them and I didn't specify. I will not. Oh, actually it works. It's funny. It shouldn't. It doesn't work even if it's wrong syntax. Interesting. You see, and its result. Order ID column, customer name, order date. You see, here you see everything. Right now, both tables together. Let's do something probably in SQL Bold. Let me. Let's return to find something not so complicated. Okay. I will type it. You can open this one. And it's here is two tables, movie and box office. And we need to combine them together. Let's find what's the same between all these two tables. This table and this table. What do you think? What is the same? I don't see any name would mention. Yes, you see, and in this case, it's movie ID and ID. It's different name of columns, but actually it's the same. It's the same. It's some ID. It's primary key probably, and movie ID in another table. It's foreign key. In this case, yes, sometimes it's a little bit more complicated how to find this. Let's type some syntax. Find the domestic and international sales for each movie. Okay, let's see what we want to see. Title. We want to see domestic sales, right? What we want to display. Let's specify column first. Title, domestic sales, international sales from movies. Okay. We need to join them, right? Movies is our first one, and box office. Box office. And we need to specify this relationship between them, remember? Movies ID equal table. What is the name? Movie ID. Okay. Here we go. It works. You see, we combined two different tables together. We show like title, domestic sales, international sales from movies. Let's make it this way. We specify one table, we specify what we're joining, and we specify how they're related. And another exercise, they want to add some condition, show the sales numbers for each movie that did better internationally rather than domestically. It means probably they want to check who sold more movies, right? International sales. Let me copy more than domestic sales. Oops. Here we go. This is the syntax. You can, of course, like change this to something like international sales less than domestic sales, you see. Here you see like Toy Story movie. It was more sales in domestic and less international. Cars movie, it was more domestic sales than international. Okay, and then next exercise, list all movies by their rating in descending order. Title, movie, their rating. What is the name of the rating? Here is this rating. Rating. We don't need to change join. We just wanna, let's see what happens if I will remove them. Title and rating. You see it's different movies, but we wanna order them by rating exciting way. You see this, it's sort. And right now you see like we work with both tables together. We see name and we see sales, because in just movie table, it's not sales. We don't see, actually we have ID, but it doesn't say our name, you see. This is the reason why we combine, because I want to see name. I want to know like what movie and how long and so on. To join sort table, it will be the same. You will just use another, we don't have sort table, but you will do the same. You will specify like sort table on, and you will actually specify the relationship between this and this. I will try to show you on Saturday, because we will have more tables and it will work. But the idea is the same. You will just add another relationship between them. Okay, let's see. And actually, like just this simple join, it's most common, because we have left join, right join, but actually it's most common. You just will use like actual join, but left join sometimes too, because you will specify most important for your table. Let me find, okay, so. Let me find the example of left join. Here, you see it was the same tables. No, it was table with employee. It was buildings and how many people sitting in this building. And another table was with employee. Role, what name of person, building, and how many years employed. We already use these tables, right? And exercise was to combine them by roles. The difference is, you see, like they combine using left join. And from employees table, you see like it's displaying everything from building, but from employees table, if it's missing data, it's displayed. With full join, you see difference? With full join, it's not displaying if somewhere it will be empty building or empty role, it's not displaying. But with left join, it will still display it. And actually on this website, it's not working with right join. Sometimes in Dean's project, it's right join didn't work in Manga database as well, sometimes. This is how to combine these two tables. Yes, still 2%. Okay. Let me return to here. One more time, you see like join, or sometimes it's called inner join, but it's the same, it just depends from database. In our case, we're using join. In Postgre, we're using join. We will type join, it will combine two tables, and it will show result just if both tables, it will not showing us a result with null value for both tables. Full join will show like empty records for one table, another one, if they exist, just everything from both tables. Left join, it will display just, you see like data from left table and will with null value from right. In real, did you able guys to create account in this? I know this doesn't work right now website. Did you able, some of you, to create account or something in Workstork website? I hope they will fix it. But we need your credentials. Cool. I hope they will fix it, but anyway, if they will not, we still will able to work with database. We will just need to know your credentials, and we will try to find users there. Okay, guys, homework. You can type your questions if you still have them. And homework actually will be to finish all exercises here. Try to do this, and I will post later. I will confirm one more time all instructions about installation, because it's some changes and I had hard time to connect. It's working, but it's connect. I try to connect like 20 minutes to this database. TestPro trying to fix it. They talking with this website. I hope they will fix. I will probably post you later, maybe tomorrow, instruction to how to connect to our database. Please try to do all exercises from here, at least like simple command, because maybe some exercises will be complicated, but in SQL Bolt, they're pretty easy and they have solution. It's your homework for now. And install Project DB, I will post later in lesson presentation and in general channel. You will be able to install everything by Saturday. Okay, questions? It was some question. I'm not sure if I will find it. Found it. Let's say we have project with some different tables and I have no idea how they related to each other. Does any management studio have something like schema? Yes, not all of them, but yes. Now, first of all, you will have in primary key, it's always in table, this column name, it's always with key. You will know this key and they should have schema. You will able, and in Postgre, I will show you because they did connections like pretty obvious. I will show you, and they actually, when you click on this primary key, you will see foreign key in other tables. I will show you on Saturday. Yes, V5 will have presentation, don't worry. I will share. I just, everything is ready, but I just, yeah, waiting for you more clear instructions because, again, I spent like hour for myself installation because it doesn't work. Some VPN access, it's working, but it takes like 10 attempt to connect. It should be faster. If they will provide any other VPN access to us, it will be cool. Database working and we have access to it. It's just some issue with VPN. Okay. Thank you for coming, and I will see you all on Saturday. We will do some practice. See you. Bye-bye.